All right, in this video, we will be dimensioning this hex key here. So this was a video we did early on. I can't remember what number it was. It's back in the playlists, and I'll put a link to the hex key in the description, as well as a link to the original video on this hex key. This was a reference to this kind of the storyline that went along with that video. So let me just go ahead and do that now. On OnShape, if you got a free version, I think everything's public. They did just do an update that might be changed now. And if you got an education version, you can keep things not public. But anyways, you should be able to find that now. I'm going to go ahead and just I'm going to throw the name Barber Check on there, so it'll come up when you search everything else. All right, now getting right down to it. We're going to go ahead and dimension this by right-clicking, and we're going to create drawing in part 1. And I'm going to go ahead and just select this 4 views window. And what that's going to do is automatically generate a front, top, and right view of the hex key. All right, and that's what it looks like. So we're going to go ahead and just dimension this. I'm going to first provide a dimension from here to the bottom, and that'll end up being part of how we figure out the total height, if you will. And I'm going to center that dimension and pull it away from the part, about like so. All right, and then I'm also going to let my fabricator know that they're dealing with a 90-degree angle here. Awesome. And then lastly, I'm going to let them know that they're dealing with a radius of 0.175. Now things are starting to get a little crowded, so I'm going to neaten things up a little bit. Dragging this a little further. There we go. That's a little better. All right. I'm also going to provide the distance from here to here. That'll help figure out our total width. And then I'm thinking that would be better. I'm not sure if that would be better if it was below. Let's try that. Oh boy, what did I do? I move this down here. I like that better because then the lines aren't going inside of the part, which typically you want to avoid. Whereas up here, see how our dimension line's kind of crossing into the part here. And it doesn't connect, which is good, but I just think this is a little bit cleaner. And then that's going to affect everything else we've got going on here. Trying to get the radius away from. There we go. All right. Now we're going to dimension this over here, this hex. Now, the way we're going to dimension this is by putting a distance from flat to flat and putting a distance from point to point. And what that's going to look like, click that flat, click that flat. About here. And we're going to do we've got the distance from this. It's a symmetric hexagon. So we could actually, I don't know if it'll let us. Actually, here, we'll do this. Add a center line here. And do one here. Okay, so we know it's a regular hexagon. It's symmetric. We will then go ahead and the distance from flat to flat is repeated how many times in a hexagon? What do you think? 3 times? 6 times? Tempting to think 6, but really it's 3. And then we're going to do the distance from point to point as well. And we're going to do the same thing. Oops, see, I just broke my own rule there. All right, I think that gives us everything we need to know to now build this part. If not, if you see something I missed, please let me know.